Hello, and welcome to the Say Hello to Microsoft Teams course. My name is Carol, and I'm going to be your tour guide today. Today's session is about what is Microsoft Teams. Learning objectives. After today's session, you will be able to easily communicate with your coworkers, save time while working and collaborating in teams, and see how teamwork and projects can be managed in one central place. Today, in your role, you probably have a lot of information coming at you. Whether you're chatting with somebody or calling, maybe you're collaborating with others or connecting with your group using specific business applications. All of this is scattered in different windows and platforms. So today you're jumping from one activity to another activity to get what you need to do done. Well, in Teams, you can do all of these things in one place. Even integrate those non Microsoft applications you might use for specific business processes. So you can call, chat, share, and collaborate on content and files all in one place. You can even configure a space to serve a specific group's needs. Today, we will review three normal working scenarios to see how you can use Teams in common situations. Let's get started on connecting with people. So, in this scenario, Grady's in sales. He travels extensively. So, whether he's running through an airport or sitting in the back of an Uber or waiting to meet with his client, he still needs to be able to do his job. So, he'll need to chat with his coworkers, attend meetings, access files, make changes to those files and comments on those files, and he'll need to be able to do all of that on the go. Let's see how Grady can do this in Teams. So first, let's do a quick orientation. In the top right corner here, we have our profile. This is where you can set up your picture and establish your notifications, maybe set your status message if you'd like. And this right here, this bar right here is called search bar. It's a very robust tool. You'll use it on a regular basis. And then we have our new chat icon. This is how you get started using Teams. This is our left rail menu. These are the different icons we use to toggle between the things we're working on. This is referred to as the content area. This is everything that you're working on currently. And this is the staging area. This looks like people chatting back and forth, and it's so much more than that. And as you can see, it goes backwards quite a ways. We refer to this as persistent chat. So let's get started. Grady has a new employee, so one of the things he needs to be able to do while he's on the road is check in with her and make sure that everything's going well as she ramps up on her role. So we're just going to click on this new chat icon here and type in her name. It's Henrietta. As you see, we have the type ahead, and that's because the Active Directory is pointing to Teams from Outlook. So as you can see, he's already had some conversations with Henrietta. He's welcomed her to the team. He's even had some fun and sent her a little Giphy, and he's given her some directions. So he's asked her to pre-read the client folder to review the statement of work template and the budget, as well as some previous customer stories. This will help the knowledge transfer and base knowledge get in place before puts her on the next step in her learning journey. He's also followed up with her a couple of times. Now he can continue to have this conversation with his new employee down here in the dialog box, or he can progress this to a phone call or a video chat. But in this case, he's in the process of helping Henrietta transition from knowledge transfer to actually doing the skills of the job. So he's going to introduce her to Alex, and Alex is who she's going to work with to start participating. So he's going to click on this add person and type in Alex's name and add Alex. And then we have a whole new chatting area. That's because we went from having a one-on-one private conversation to now having a group conversation. So we'll take a look in a little bit what happens when you add somebody to a group conversation. So now Grady may need to actually check on Henrietta again or Alex and see how Henrietta is doing. He can do that. He has pinned Alex and Henrietta right here to his content area. So he can just check on Henrietta, go right back to that persistent chat and ask her, so how's your shadowing going? Are you enjoying the role? Or he can check in with Alex. How's Henrietta doing? She learning quickly? As you can see, Alex thinks that Henrietta's doing a great job. So let's see how a group conversation. The next thing Grady needs to do now that he's checked on his new employee is check on his team that's working on a new pitch deck for an appliance company. So we'll go here. Now he just started with this team, so he has already set them up. He put them together in one group conversation. They all have different roles. They'll be working on something together. And he's, reached out, let them know, hey, I put this together. And he added in the Poly app just for a little fun, put a poll out there. What should our team name be? And they decided on the refrigerators. Washer and dryer was the other contender, right? So he did this because just to have a little fun and get the camaraderie going in his group. So you can see he shared some files. They've gone back and forth talking about it. And while he's on the road and going from client to client, his employees are working on this content. So they can certainly scroll back and click on the content here to get it to see it if they want to, or they can come up here and click on files and access the content this way. So as that renders, as you can see, they have options here. They can certainly pan through and look at the content this way, or they can come up here and edit. They have three options to edit. The choice is really personal. You can edit in Teams, the desktop app, or the browser app. Any one of these will still save to the original source. And while they're editing, they can still have conversations or reviewing. They can still have conversations with the rest of the team. When they're done, you can just close that out and go back to the conversation. So as Grady's running through the airport or sitting in the back of the Uber, he can continue to have this conversation here, or if he would like, he can just jump into a quick call with them or video chat. And if they're not able to meet right now, then he can just come down here and get a meeting right on the calendar, and that way he doesn't forget what he needed to talk with them about. He's already got it scheduled. Notice everybody's already preloaded. Pretty handy. Well, now that they're working and getting everything together, he's going to bring Henrietta in. It's time for her to show off her new skills. So he's going to click on Add People, and notice we have a different choice now because we're adding to a group versus adding to a one-on-one. So here he can choose to include none of the chat history. Maybe he's worried that it might confuse her, or maybe only include a certain number of chat history. So for example, maybe 10 days ago, they changed how they're going to approach this client because of some new information they got. And so they're only going to put in 9 days of history. So she'll only see the last 9 days of chat and the last 9 days of changes to the content. And then she won't be confused by what was happening before that. Or he can include all the chat history because there weren't any changes and there's no concern about being confused. So that was pretty easy. So as you can see, Grady was able to engage in his one-on-one conversations as well as his group conversations. He would be able to attend meetings and have ad hoc calls and video chats as well as access files on the go using the mobile app. What was great about this situation for Grady is that even if he had been in a day's worth of conversations with clients and unable to get to his group chat and see how things were going, he could still, when he does have a moment, sit down and go backwards through that chat and read up and get all caught up because it's threaded, it's persistent, and it's contextual. And even though his team is spread across the globe, he can still communicate. He doesn't need to wait until they're available or sitting at their desk. He can go ahead and communicate, and when they get there, they'll see it. He can have private chats, he can have group chats, and he can have fun with it using GIFs and stickers. So let's take a look at how teams can help with managing projects and work groups. So in this scenario, Sally is in the marketing department and she and her team are launching an event at the end of the quarter. She has several people helping her. She will need to manage this project by having a weekly meeting, assigning and tracking tasks, collaborating on documents, and managing an overall schedule. Let's see how Sally can get this done in teams. So we're going to move from the chat icon now to the teams and channels. And before I show you Sally, I just want to point out that Teams and Channels looks very similar to chat. You still have your content area here on the left. The big difference here is that you also have channels where you can split out your work by what each team is working on. So in our case, we're going to be doing event planning, so we'll go here. You'll also notice the chat is persistent, right? Um, but it's a little bit different. It's topical, so you can create a topic and then have that conversation fold up under it using this reply. All right, so Sally has created this space for her team to do this, launch this FY event, right, at the end of the quarter. And so you can see here she's embedded her regular meeting, and people can attend those meetings and be a part of that right here from the channel. And she has her conversations and files. We have those in every meeting or chat or channel that you're in. But because she embedded a meeting, she also has meeting notes. So those are available to everyone. She's also attached a planner application. This is how she can assign tasks and make sure that everybody's getting their work done. So here she's had Megan assigned to find a performer, and Alex and Adele are working on finding event space. And as you can see, Adele has already found a vendor for the audio and visual portion. And as they move through this project, they can add on to guest lists, agenda topics, venue as they go. She also added a Power BI application so that she can monitor the reporting. All right, so that's how Sally was able to get her project done. So in Sally's situation, she was able to have topical conversations, access files and tools for her team all in one place. As you can see, teams really centralized Sally's work group and their work to create efficient and comprehensive workspace for them. They were able to attend that weekly sync meeting, assess and collaborate on files and applications, and track threaded conversations. Anyone who might have missed a week could still access the meeting recording and notes contained within the channel. This information was organized and accessible, and it made managing a project super easy. So far, we have seen some very robust options with Microsoft Teams, but there is more. Teams is extensible and capable of making sure you have all the tools that you need to make your internal business processes work. Let's take a look. Here we have Derek. Derek is an engineer. He's responsible for test results and sharing those test results and getting feedback. And he will need to create a space that allows for various applications like OneNote and Planner, and he'll need to collaborate on an Excel file. But most importantly, he will need to incorporate some additional functionality. So let's check out what he's doing. So we're going to move from the marketing area here to the engineering and go to the quality assurance channel. And as you can see, just like Sally, Derek has embedded a weekly meeting for everybody to meet. He has a meeting notes tab because of that. He's also incorporated a OneNote tab. Here's where he builds out his test scenarios. It takes a moment for that to render. There it is. And then he's also included a planner application so he can assign those test scenarios to specific testers. But in addition to that, he would like to use a survey tool. So to do that, he can click on this plus sign, and he has the option of using the Microsoft tool of Forms, or if he would rather, if he already has an account with SurveyMonkey, he can scroll down and he can use SurveyMonkey. As you can see, there's a lot of opportunity for using different kinds of business applications while in Teams. And if Derek didn't find what he was looking for here, well, He can just come right down to the store and have a more comprehensive view of what applications are available to him. All right. So, as you could see, Derek really made Teams work for him and his team. He was able to add in applications and bots specific to his operational needs. No need to try and adopt to something else. He could just create the same one stop shop for his team and still use the processes that they are accustomed to using. So, where do we go from here? Today, we talked about how you will be able to easily communicate with your coworkers and save time while working and collaborating in teams, and how teamwork and projects can be managed in one central place. Let's chat about next steps. First, we recommend that you sign up for the next session in our line of courses. Get started with Microsoft Teams, where you will learn the basics of using Teams in terms of chatting, calling, meetings, and using Teams and channels. After that, just get started. Send your first chat. Download the mobile application from the App Store and start learning. Thank you for attending our Say Hello to Team session today. Sign up for more training.